Woman Jagger. Welcome to the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. We acknowledge that we are on the traditional lands of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respect to elders past, present and emerging. We acknowledge the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people's spirit, imagination and rich history of storytelling and humour that is an inspiration for all Australians.
Tonight's live comedy experience has been medically proven to cause the following debilitating side effects: pins and needles, cold sweat, insomnia, anxiety, aroma, dilated gallbladder anomaly, combustible diarrhea, fever syndrome, hot pot hanky, pussy face smash, and Vietnam War flashbacks in absence of military service. Do not consult a medical professional. Consult Joe Rogan.
Comedy, that's a guarantee. I have endured because of my 2 golden rules. No refunds, no bathroom breaks. You gotta go, just pee in my mirror. Comedy! 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 Hey! Comedy! Hey! Comedy! Hey! Comedy! Hey! Comedy! Hey! Comedy! D! D! Come! D! D! Comedy! 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 You are what we in this biz call a hot crowd. I am Ross Purdy. I've been performing comedy for 20 years. I've performed with all the greats. No, stop, please. Stop. This is an award-nominated show. Stop. I performed with all the greats. Peter Gray. Jonathan Gray. Catherine the Great. If you don't know who any of those people are, well, they're just completely fictitious and made up solely for this bit. Except for Catherine the Great, she's a very famous historical figure. Read books. Now, this bit worked better when I was at Storyville and there was books. And I was pointing at the books. So just imagine there's books instead of a brick wall. Now, I know what you're all thinking. What's the deal with the mask?
What's the deal?
So it's just a 1994 film starring Jim Carrey that, along with Dumb and Dumber, helped kickstart his career. Now, I'm looking at you all out there. Hope you're not looking for a safe comedy. I don't do safe. I'm not even wearing a condom. Safe space. The only space you'll be safe in is in space. And in space, no one can hear you scream for ice cream, so how safe is that? I am so politically incorrect, someone can yell out, "Who is the Prime Minister?" and I will deliberately give them the wrong answer.
Who's the Prime Minister?
Freaking Bon Jovi. I punch up so hard, I broke an audience member's jaw. Got done in for assault. But I never touched the ass. Some people are just like DVDs, man. Don't get commentary. That's just me. I'm not afraid to go there. I'm also not afraid to go there. Am I going to be afraid to go there? Afraid not, snow libbies. Yeah, I know what I said. I said what I said. But let me tell you, I'm also not afraid to be marketably vulnerable. I'm very excited, but very nervous. Because tomorrow, well, I'm going through a big change, and tomorrow, well, I'm finally getting the surgery to fully transition into the person I always saw myself as. A man with one less kidney. So, let's get to the club material. Who here whack-off-alates? Who pounds the meat till it yogurts? You know, some people say whack-off-alating, making you go blind, is a myth. But explain this. My friend went straight sightless, right in the peepers, after cranking it, staring directly at a solar eclipse. And that friend's name? Justice. This audience stinks! You think I'm gonna pro-form my high-octane brand of cerebral brain-jag laughy ha-has for all you stinky Petesons? Y'all got another smell coming like you done pinched off a log stinky.
Log stinky.
I'm looking for that perfect audience smell.
Perfect audience smell.
Let me tell you, it's like I just walked into a Hindenburg of farts on a butt blimp. Because over humanity. Look, I'm not a prima donna. I'm a post-Madonna artist trying to push forward the pop culture landscape, not plop forward the plop culture glandscape. Cole Barron wouldn't perform in this venue unless it was 15 decibels within the perfect audience smell. Smells like someone in here is making gravy. Smells like someone in here is making some of that Paul Kelly gravy. Smells like someone in here is making some of that Paul Kelly gravy. Some of that Paul Kelly gravy. Someone in here is making some of that Paul Kelly gravy. Someone in here is making some of that Paul Kelly gravy. Out of all the trains you could have hopped on, why'd you have to hop on the Paul Kelly gravy train? Oh, gee. Paul Kelly gravy. Paul Kelly gravy. Just that Paul Kelly gravy. Just that Paul Kelly gravy. Just that Paul Kelly gravy. 'twas I who smelt it. Maybe 'twas I who dealt it that blow to my nose. Quickly, waft it away from me. What that Bo Kelly gravy? What is this Bo Kelly? What is it? What is it doing? Faster! Don't you stop wafting! Don't you stop! I'm Matthew Allen. I play the character Ross Purdy. And what you just saw was a kind of satire on the relationship between performer and audience. And the give and take that involves. That an audience should not smell. But that also the performer should be more professional and push through it. Fully remembering they would not need to have to if the audience had not smelt. Fully forgetting that it was in fact a performer who turned out to smell in the first place. The character is really about the infantilization of the modern man. You can read all about it in my article in Junkie.
Ross Purdy celebrates 20 years of comedy.
Breaking news. The General has seized control of Australia as Scotty Momo relinquishes flower power after ridding the booty hole of daddy fascism.
Your country is under my reign now.
Me and my army boy toys will lob off the gobs of slobs if I am unobeyed, okay? All showbiz subversives are an anomoroid, but my bleached, plucked tuckus, in particulars, you, Ross Purdy, perform and sing for your supper for me, or my supper shall travel up a great escape through my on-ground Bath Railroad, and you'll be executed up as an enema of the prostate.
Guess I have no pro-choice but to get dictatorially drunk up, whence before I was just teetotalitarian. No matter though, I can penetrate the laugh glands of even the most repressive autocratic dingbat, even under the slippery slope threat of hope death. I don't care how anal you are, I'll have you pegged. I'm Ross Purdy, playing Trident Hornsby. And when society is in a right pickle, then it's time to apply the searing truth ointment on our bright-wing fash rash. Now let's propaganda at the General's hostile makeover, shall we? This is Culture Warts. The General has self-electrified himself on the electoral barbed wire fence and has already sunk this country into a like version of hell in a handbag, according to uni students. I hit the street to get the beat from the meat. You there, citizen. Who's the real warmongering totalitarian dictator? The General or the left? The General left. Thank you. You there, citizen. Is Home and Away filled with crisis actors?
Yes, I believe they are.
Thank you. Well, confirming the non-real belief. You there, citizen. Is my foot asleep?
Yeah, I believe it can be, yeah.
It is. Because even my foot knows. Go woke, go broke. You there, citizen. You seem like an appropriate person to ask this question to. People who disagree with the general are working to de-illegalize baby abortion. They want a society where a strong, independent, Clement-gender Ford Studies student can roam freely with murder being legalized in the state of every woman's womb. It's a horrible dystopia that will lead to women renting out their uteri for criminal murders. Yes or no?
Yeah, in this economy.
In this economy, and that is important. I've been tried at Hornsby. This has been Culture Warts. Hey everyone, it's me, Matthew Allen again, thanks. Ross Purdy only wanted to celebrate 20 years of comedy by putting on a big old backpat on his hiney. Now he's been imprisoned by a dictator and forced to entertain him. What will happen? Hey! 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 It's, hey, the general! Thanks to you, I'm now no longer withering away in some politi-prison dank tank, dumping stools like some Dave Thornton, but here on stage, humping stools.
Hey Ross, this is Stool from earlier. I know what we humped was just a one-night gland stand, but I just want you to know the results came back. Your man-spunk scientific-magically crossed DNA swords with my wooden crevice, and now I'm preggo up the wood duff.
We need to get this C-tis plucked and plundered out with a vacuum stick. Right this abortion!
It's too late.
Push! 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 Push!
Happy 20 years, Ross. What a glorious 20 years it's been. You've been killing it for 20 years.
Congratulations, Ross Purdy, for 20 years of comedy. You have especially inspired me, Gilbert Gottfried.
All the best, and keep doing it.
Hi, I'm Janet Planet from Confidence Man with an important message. Smoking kills. Lameness.
You're so good to me.
Oh my God. You all just witnessed the miracle of my artistic afterbirth through stool. Because I don't want to just make you pop your jocks comedically. I want to make you pop so-erotically with my brand new novel. Ballroom dance. One last chance. At whirlwind romance? Would Roe and this man dance perchance? Love be grub of the soul, and when these two love foodies stare at two ways, three ways they'll say. Oh, it was obvious the horizontal mumbo number 5 was on the Lou Bega menu tonight, with the only takeaway box being Rosalia's. Motorboat, sexy jam, spread it all over my hand. Jeremy melodically splut-gutted. Jeremy's breasts were immaculate. They looked like they could feed 1, even 2 babies for a whole millennia. Rosalia wanted the honeysuckle of those milk titty udders. Oh, but Rosalia found that you catch more flies with sex BO than with honeysuckle. Jeremiah was lactose intolerant, so Rosalia rectified that by slinking those little toad piggies inside that mouthful highway. Honk honk as that tongue hit that mouth pavement on that tongue highway. Now they were ready to spread some syrup on those pancakes. Full Dutch style. Full fart on the cake. Now, come on, Melbourne. We're all liberated. Say it with me. Give me that Dutch. Give me that Dutch. Give me that Dutch. Give me that Dutch. Oh. Out in stores now. Now that you're all as sexo-centrally charged as a Duracell hump bunny and popped white rope, it's time for me to pop my white rope after your relaxing little death to tell you about my planned big death. For that erotic novel was more a novel erotic self-murder side note.
Stop! You don't want to make the social faux pas of making the pro-choice to immediately put a full stop on the novel of your life.
Well, what's a more socially acceptable method to end this madness? That's also not a total drag.
With a drag! Mr. Cigarettes offers a Corpro-branded cigarette experience that'll snuff yourself out A+ appropriately. Why call Beyond Blue when you can make your heart beyond blue? Like a chemical air pump for a cancer cell bicycle, it's a euthanasia for your lungs.
Now not only am I being detrimental to my own health, I'm being detrimental to the health of others. They won't even let me in a restaurants for my body, my choice. It's just suicide by copying a lungful of tobacco ash wrapped up in tiny pole. It's a long walk, but it's about the destination, not the journey.
Not so fast, food. If you want an even more socially acceptable way to punch out the trigger on the lights to your time clock, Mr. Cigarettes has just released the brand new Cigarette Burger Patty.
Cigarette sandwiched between 2 steamy buns. This is the end meat that'll allow me to meet my end. I can now say I can't, sir, to cancer. I can taste the cancer already. Now, to pass the time, it's time for me to grab this beach shell I grabbed from my last beach trip to put near my beach ear to sweetly listen to the sweet tunes of the ocean. morally bankrupted cigarette stickery. Time for me to get bankrolled with this sizzling clam jam band.
I'm head honcho poncho of the ABC Music Whizbiz. Richard Kingsley. I love a bob. I love a vibe. So let's dive into the ocean and let's cracking the shell.
This shell rocks.
The ocean redefined rock music by bribing Merriam-Webster.
This band rocks.
And with Ross Purdy, their controversial manager, in tow,
This shell band rocks.
it looked like the ocean was set to tow away millions.
They said we were gonna rake it in. But I said, no way, Jose. I ain't no groundskeeper.
Confusing money notes and tree leaves, the ocean were never paid by their eccentric manager. Now that's sicko mode. Hottest 100.
I found that to keep the band motivated to not give anyone else but me their money, I had to double as their producer as well as their manager. I had to keep them going with the threat of pistol bullet whip.
The band's banner producer became a Phil spectacle in the career arena of the band's live show.
I wanted to create a wall of sound, ringing inside their eardrums as I point my gun right blank near their cheeks. Dance, monkey! Dance, monkey! Dance, monkey, dance! Is a song we need to outsell.
Purdy became even more rat-a-tat-tatic when he sucked vacuumed up to a nostril dependency on feel-good powders. Billion streams of ozone.
Look, my work ethic wasn't hindered by, wasn't a hindrance by my purple haze. Now excuse me while I kiss the high. I got real hooked on the heroin, sex worked, after becoming a drug donkey for the Veronicas. I told the band, we need to either go full Fleetwood Mac, otherwise beat not good, whack. I said at the same time, we need to start having affairs with our drugs.
Blowing the blow. It wasn't the only time this conch shell became a bonk shell. The Ocean were caught in New York's premier musician sex palace, Risky a No-Go, having just slept with 18-year-old Taney Snuff, who in the West Coast time zone was still only 17. I enjoy Camp Cope for their sound.
The band suffered the consequence for their sexual misconduct. But we found unlikely support from a likely source in our only fan.
Peace. Here I am talking to the ocean. This message is for Ross and the gang. Listen, the happiest times of my life, I kid you not, playing guitar in a band. But here's the thing you got to remember. You guys just keep doing what you do. Because haters will be haters. That's all they can do. Bullies, shits and assholes through and through. Cowards behind keyboards. Sadly, the fuckers are rife.
We were at the bottom. And when you're at bottom, You spend a lot of time douching in order to be prepared to be banged by this biz. I said we'll get to be a top again. But first, we have to get reacquainted with the love of making music. Also, I'm off to junk. No more selling gear for some gear for me. We're all Reformed Christians now. Which can only signal the beginning of a creative peak.
When Cracking the Shell continues, after this message, I'm Richard Kingsman.
Hello, I am the General with an important message. I don't understand this show.
Little Caroline on The Sopranos. Rossi boy. Hey, listen, it's come to my undivided attention that perhaps you and I should have a little bit of a sit-down. The purpose of which certain incidents have expired lately, namely being Rossi boy Sr., whatever happened there, that it behooves you that perhaps you should go back home, take care of the family. Go there, do what you gotta do the right thing, because let me tell you something, Rossi boy. I grew up in this. And if it's one thing my father taught me, it's this. A pint of blood costs more than a gallon of gold. No, you know what, Rossi boy? Make that an Arnold Palmer. Do the right thing. Take care of the family. And then enjoy your success.
Son, but things are gonna be a little different over here now. It's not all gonna be fun pleasantries in this sit down, because I'm gonna make this quick and I'm gonna make this clear. What the Calabrese family did to my father, Rossi Boy Sr., was unapologizable. They whacked him with a loaf of bread until he succumbed to bloody brain cave right into the grave. Revenge is a dish best served up the ass of those who dare to try and cross the family and break my heart. I want dishes filled to the brim with soupy Calabrese blood, post-blood paste. How you doing? I got some more troubling news. We've been having some trouble lately with certain leaks. Someone here has a bladdermouth and spilling the gold. You better be careful, because if you spill too much gold, then we'll be stuck up for armed robbery, capiche? We're all gonna be pee-pee in the toilet. You'll think this is The Departed? You'll be part of a departed, but dearly departed, if you cross me and break my heart. Someone here is a rat. And let me tell you, that rat has been a real pain in the nose like it's a cotton swab. Thought I'll try it out, didn't work so well. Now, Is anyone gonna volunteer their hands up? Before I shoot first? Ask questions about which gun to use later? Alright. Awfully quiet. Well, luckily I have two usual suspects. Benny Balls and Noe Joey. Come up here, boys. Come up here. Don't make this harder than it gotta be. Don't make this harder than it gotta be. Now, Noe Joey. You're a top earner of loyalty to the family.
Always. I would never do you wrong.
But Benny Balls over here really dropped the Benny Ball with those unions, didn't you, Benny?
I can drop some balls.
So, what a time to make a union with the pigs. Oink, oink.
I'd never do that to you, man.
You never do that.
I'd never
And
do
yet
it.
you did. Didn't you, Benny?
All right, you got me.
Why'd you do it, Benny? Why did you break my heart? You give me one good reason why I don't make an example of your leaking carcass.
Look, I did it for the money, Rossi boy.
You did it for the money?
Did it for the money. And
What
the fame.
money? What fame? Dropping little turdlets of knowledge bowls for the FB feds to gullah on like some rinky cheese?
I'll take whatever you got.
How could you betray me and Joey?
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Always dependable and trustworthy.
He's
Noe
gotta go.
Joey.
He's gotta go. He's doing this behind your back, man.
Oh, these improvs too.
No good.
No. Now, Joey, you've been with us ever since you were leaking information to the feds, Joseph.
Yeah, I've been leaking much longer than
Yeah. And before that, you were It's Obvious I'm the Rat Joe. So I trust you. But you, Benny, I was your daughter's godfather, and your son's untouchable.
Well, you still are, Rossi boy.
What was that?
You still are.
You were a made guy, Benny. We made you put on a French maid costumes and clean up after us. Hazing is a part of the ritual of this thing we have here. Now,
No more.
Benny, you're gonna be sleeping with the fishes. And after that, I'm gonna murder you. You pervy fish freak. Get a licking. Get a licking, Joey. Wait, hold on. Joey. Again with the improv. A regular Wayne Brady over here. Joey, what's that? What's that? What's that behind your back? What's that behind your back?
It's your hair.
Joey's wearing the wire! That's the wrong HBO drama we're mimicking over here! Joey, why did you do it?
I didn't.
Why did you break my heart? When I'm done with you, Joey, you're gonna be way down in a hole. 'Cause Omar's coming. You see, no one got that reference because no one watched The Wire. It's all about the Sopranos. Joey. Say yes and to my fist to your face.
Yes, and. Yes, and. Yes, and.
Stop being clever. Quickly, Benny. Hold his legs. except for the lumps I gave you.
No, you're good, Rusty boy.
This is for Joe Pesci. This is for Lorraine Bracco. This was directed by Marty Scorsese.
I don't get Ross Purdy. Where's the rich, pretty boy that pretends he has the same problems as I do? I put him on the project to read teleprompter. Ticky-tocky, ticky-tocky, Mr. Purdy. All performers palatable to my gut take a piece of themselves and show it to the audience in world order to relate to them. Look deep inside yourself for my bare amusement.
Look deep inside myself. 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 Oh.
Hi.
I'm a tumor. What's your name?
Hi, Tumor. I'm Kirsty.
Kirsty?
Yeah.
That's a nice name. Names are important. They're like the labels on the soup cans that hold our entrails of our body. But it's no good when those labels are forced on, isn't it? That's why when I go down to the supermarket, I tear those labels off. The fruit poisoning I get is just projectile progressivism. Now, people look at me and say, "Ah, talking tumor!" So, I guess my name is Talking Tumor. Other names people are giving me are Affront to God and Abomination. My life began at conception when Ross Purdy stuck a slender pole down his hole on blue smoke. 9 months later, I grew inside his kidneys and grew and grew. But now, he wants to go to the doctors and get me removed. Don't I have a right to life? That reaction makes me think you want Talking Tumor removed.
Oh.
But I can keep growing, bro. All I need is some cigarettes. Has anyone got a cigarette? You got a cigarette?
I do, but I gotta roll it, and it's...
That's okay. Someone spent 5 minutes rolling up a cigarette last night.
Okay.
That's true. That actually happened. It really stalled the show. Someone got like a riddle? Oh, there we go. Maybe just mime a cigarette.
Yeah.
Hey, if you smoke cigarettes, you really got some nicotine in your nose. Can I chew your nose?
Okay.
Ah. invented cigarettes because I'm a born in growth. And I want to be a fully developed teratoma. I had a stroke. Other things I do to keep myself growing is suck off some asbestos. I grab some asbestos, put it on my head, wear it as a toupee, and go for a night on the town. And do as best as I can. As best as I can. As best as I can. Frank Woodley helped me write that one. I'll tell you, if more people just smoke some cigarettes, they can have a little gloop troop like me. I recommend Mr. Cigarettes. Cigarettes can help physically age me and physically age you. All for well up to the nicotines. Make you the optimal age to hit the optimal tobacco hop for more cigarillos. You rolled that cigarette yet?
Oh God, no.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Take too long.
I'm sorry.
I'm smoking. I'm still chewing your nicotine from your nose. Oh no! I think there's a tumor growing inside me. I think there's a tumor growing inside me. I was the cancer all along.
What a pro-fronting, not something confronting.
That's right, he wanted me to stop being imaginative and clever and stop putting effort and just be relatable. Hi guys, it's Matthew Allen again. Ross needs to figure out a way how to be more straightforward and relatable, doesn't he? Let's see if he can do it. Mask back on. I've been doing this for 20 years. How is it? But I still don't know how to entertain the one thing or person or concept that can dictate whether or not I live or die in this industry of life. There is no Ross Purdy. There is no Matthew Allen. I'm actually Ross Purdy. I was born with two rare genetic disorders. Russell Silver syndrome, a type of primordial dwarfism that also affects a whole lot of things, like my teeth and eyes and my bones. I was meant to have a bone density scan a few weeks ago, but I cancelled it because comedy festival's more important. Last time I got one, they said I was close to osteoporosis, so I think I need one. And also, I have felonella. So I had it my whole life, and I can't even pronounce it. No one can pronounce it. That's why they just call it PKU. It's a protein intolerance. I can't have high levels of protein. My body can't break it down. I've had it my whole life, and I've had to treat it with a specialized diet, which has involved a lot of visits to the metabolical clinic, a lot of missed school, a lot of, and that even just affects emotional processing and my brain and all that stuff. And if I hadn't stuck to that specialized diet when I was younger and I just didn't care, I would have gotten a progressively intellectual disability. Funny stuff. I could be an advocate for them, but no one knows or cares about these things. It's not your trendy Crohn's. What I have is like an art house diabetes. Instead of losing your leg, you lose your brain. Stakes are pretty high. And don't know if that's part of the reason, or is it a reason why I felt a bit outside of the mainstream, and why, maybe part of why I just can't get on with what passes for mainstream, general public entertainment, Brunswick share houses, Uber Eats, polyamory, want that cracker, I'm a hot mess, adulting is hard. I'm a straight white male, that means my opinions don't matter, but I'm gonna tell you my opinions anyway. Please don't shoot me. Sky News, Fair ABC, Hey It's Saturday was a fixture in this country for 30-something years. I don't make sense, you don't make sense. You know this is my truth because my face looks like this. You don't understand me, General? I don't understand you.
Does your disorder in any way make you inspirational?
Not really, I mean...
You're making my head hurty, whoever you are. You're not entertaining me. Full name, the general public. I wouldn't drink a schooner with you at the pub. You shall be executed at dawn. Dawn.
Ross Purdy is set to be executed tonight by the General's assassin boy cabal. After being taken out by their ABC, the General will be unlaunching his World Peace Project, helpfully manufactured with the help of Mr. Cigarette's brand nuclear missiles. The ultimate toxic stick down the throaty of the globie.
I'm Chappelle, the General. With that World Peace Project, you found your way into our hearts. Well, there was a different word, but I'm not going to say that.
Any final words, Mr. Purdy?
I just want to say...
Assassins, fire! Any final words, Mr. Purdy?
I'm Ross Purdy, playing Matthew Allen, playing Ross Purdy, playing Trout Hornsby. And my accent has changed to make the Alex Jones parody more obvious. I'm the mouthpiece for the peace that is our mouthy general. Breaking spews for general's plan to late-term terminate our country should itself be aborted. Because idiots who consult Joe Rogan have recently discovered through his last podcasted DMT trip that the universe itself is a woman, meaning that the earth is itself a fetus inside its proverbial womb.
I'm an idiot who consults Joe Rogan. The universe is a woman? Well, I have to stomp on her rights. My plan B has failed. I have no pro-choice but to diaphragm in defeat.
I guess that means I'm home free. I guess the takeaway box from all this is that fascist ideology has prevented world peace. And it's a blessing. I guess you should always just believe what you see and hear.
Ross Purdy celebrates 20 years of comedy.
Vietnam flashback! Believe it or not, this is a prestigious show at the Comedy Festival. It's been nominated for an award. So thank you so much for coming out tonight. Tell your friends, tell your family. I'll do anything for some goddamn attention. Go out, see more shows the last 3 nights if you can. It's a wonderful time of year. Thank you so much for coming. Cheers!